Hey everyone, welcome to the Empire Build Academy. I'm Fabian, and this is the beginner's guide to Rise of Kingdoms. So welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. I do all kinds of guides for mobile strategy games, including Rise of Kingdoms and other games like Evany, Guns of Glory and more. I will be venturing into some of the newer ones very soon once I've got all these finished. But this is Rise of Kingdoms Beginner's Guide, and I follow a 9-step process that I do for all of my games, and that is to start off with a beginner's guide ×2, then a construction guide, research, troops, heroes, defense, and then finishing off with an attack guide, events guide, and a frequently asked questions. And then once I've done that, and I've gone through all of those 9 videos, which I'll also upload as a blog post on my empirebuildacademy.com website, which you can see here. Once I've done that, you should be armed with enough information to be able to jump into the game and have an understanding of how the game plays and what you need to do in the early stages. So let's go straight over to the PC version, which is the one I have, and I'm going to click start on that straight away. So let's go there. I've turned the sound down, so I'm hoping it's muted from the very beginning, because these games can be very loud when they very first start. So I don't know how quick it's... So I've now turned the sound down on that, and hopefully you will be able to hear what I'm saying. So you've got all the different ones that you can click on here. They all come with different buffs, such as infantry defense, march speed, food gathering speed. Incidentally, at the beginning, I'd like to see if I could find one. It's been a while since I've played this, but it would be good to find one that had construction. And the reason I say that, construction or research to be honest, is, there we go, building and research speed by 1.5%. So for me, that would be the better one, because that's what we're going to do at the beginning. I'm just going to double check what the other ones are. So this one's research speed by 3%. So I am going to stick with Egypt. That is the one I'm going to go with. Blessings of the Nile comes with archer attack by 5%, rallied army damage by 5%, and the important one for me, building and research speed by 1.5%. You can also see that you will be able to change civilizations later if we need to do so. So let's click on this. Again, I'm still hoping that there's no noise, he says. I genuinely don't know, so this is only going to be noticed once I do the editing after the video, and I'm going to skip through some of this so we can get to the beginning. Okay, so we're now back into the game. We've done a few bits. We just upgraded the wall, and we've also upgraded the castle, or the city hall shall we say, in this one. And then you can see on the left hand side you've got all the different quests that you've completed. The ones with the present icon will be ones you've already done, and then it will also show you what you also have to do as well. And if you click onto it, you can see the different ones that you can do. So we can claim these ones, which I will do, and then with these games you can always do the main quest. That's the one you want to do next, and then you've obviously got the side ones which will also complete as you progress through the game. So let's go and get the sharpshooter, which is an archery range, and we go into our construction hammer there on the right hand side. Click onto military, archery range, and then we just click on that. And you can see as well, you can also move this anywhere you like around your keep. So I'm going to do that there. I will tidy this up at the end, and you can see we can now train some troops, which we will do, which will also complete some mini tasks as well. And with the trees, we can see these can be moved as well, or also you can actually keep them in your storage. And if you click on the information, it will give you some better detail about the different things there. And you can also do that with the buildings. So I can click on the archery range, click on the information, and you can see there on the archery range, it will also give you a little breakdown of what they are. And you can also see that you can unlock other ones as well. Some of these games, it will tell you exactly what unlocks at what level, but it doesn't look like this one does. So that is something you will unlock as you further go ahead, either via the building or the research. And what we will do now is we can click into Builder's Hut, and you can see you can see that we've got a building queue available. So let's get a lumber mill down as well. And what we will do is we'll go back to those side quests and continue via this method, because it's definitely one of the better ways to do things. So upgrade the farm to level 2, 5 seconds on that, we can say that's done. Upgrade a hospital to level 2 is the next one, and you kind of get in a feeling straight away with what we need to do and how it works. And also I do find with Rise of Kingdoms, it's one of the better games to get you into the game and get you into the nitty gritty stuff quite quickly. So that is a good thing. We've upgraded that. Let's upgrade the lumber mill to level 2. That is now done. Upgrade scout camp to level 2. I'm sure if you've watched a few of my videos on other games as well, you're starting to realise that these games all do have a familiar feel at the beginning. It's just a case of getting an understanding on how the individual game itself works and the mechanics behind that. So that's done now. Upgrade tavern to level 2. We can speed through this. I would imagine as well with this game, it would be one of those that will throw us something for 99p. A lot of these games will tempt you into some kind of package, and it's been a while since I played this one, but I would imagine, so it's asking us to use a speed up for this one, which we will do. And now you can see there's different things that, and as you can see, different features have now been unlocked, and it's advising that our city is on the rise. So it's asking us to go on the offensive, which is what we will do. And this looks like some kind of mini-game, Path of Vengeance. And we can do quick deploy. So we're going to use this person, we're going to use this person. And then we're going to click on start. And it's just a little mini-game that we are going to go through. You can also see on the bottom right corner that there will be some things that we can unlock to speed this up once we've sort of got through a few of them to understand what's going on. So we can use our skill, which will be pretty powerful in defeating the enemy. Also got one for her as well. And again, you will notice not only with the building and the research side of things, but you will start to notice that these games all do have a familiar feel in terms of what they offer in the game itself. So you will notice that there will be scout options, mini tasks, little mini games like this. They'll have the quest where you can follow the quest down the left hand side, and you'll start to understand that actually once you've played a few of these, you get a really good understanding actually of how they all work. Now for Rise of Kingdoms itself, I think it's a decent little game. I think it's quite good on the old graphic side of things as well. Just gonna come out of this, quit the current mission, and then let's see where we are now in terms of this. Clear stage 1 of the Path of Vengeance has now been done. Level a commander up to level 5. Let's go and do that. And you can see we've got some XP there to use. And one of them, if we use the second one, that did it. So I only needed 2 there to be able to do that. You've also got skills. And these are unique skills for each of the commanders. So you can see here, I've got 3 of 2 for the Imhotep sculpture. So we can click upgrade on that. That is now done. Come back out of that. And we've also got talents that we can use as well within the talent tree. So let's have a look. You've got the archer, you've got the garrison, you've got the support, march speed, or we can use commander's troop gains, or we can use commander's archer units gain 1% attack. So let's do that first. Okay, just clicking around there. Sometimes it does take a little while to get a feeling for these kind of games. That is now done, and then we can also increase more on the archer side of things if we want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 on all of them. So that is now done, and then I've got 1 spare. Okay, so that's come off that. That is now done. Talents, yes, we know we've got the 1 point because I just checked that. We know we can also upgrade, but I'll do that in a little while. I always like to say at the beginning to hold off on things until I've got a really good understanding, a really good feel for how the game works. Next one is build a stable. Build that nice and quickly. Place that somewhere. Like I say, when I come off this, I'll probably tidy it up. I won't do that on the video. Build a stable is done. Train 20 cavalry units. Sometimes these can be called mounted. They can be called horses. On this game, they are cavalry. That is done. Own 2 farms. Let's build another one. and click yes on that. That will be 2 there owned. Upgrade a farm to level 3. That'll take 10 seconds, no problem at all. You can see we've done that one as well. Upgrade lumber mill to level 4. And you can see now that I'm starting to speed past what they're even saying before it's actually popped up now, which is something you can do, especially with this game. You can just sort of jump into this and do a finger clicking exercise to get a lot of this sorted at the beginning. So it's waiting for the lumber mill to do there, so there wasn't actually a queue available. So we can do that now. What I am going to do actually is I'm going to look at this one. And building queue is available. Sign a 2-day contract. Let's hire that. And now you can see we can do that. And then we can upgrade this one as well. So now we've got 2 buildings on the go at the same time. Okay, so the next thing is upgrade the barracks to level 3. You can see there that we need to speed up one of these. So let's speed up the one with only a minute to go. And we can use one of the 1-minute speed ups. That is now done. And then we can go back to this barracks one and then upgrade that to level 3. Which will only take 10 seconds. We can upgrade the level 4. We can collect that. Reach 500 wood production. That will happen as we produce and build more farms. Barracks level is done. Infantry training. Let's get on to that. Let's train that. Rain of arrows. Upgrade archery range to level 2. Let's click onto that. And you really do get a feeling of just how quick and easy it is to progress on this one. Upgrade archery range to level 3. I do find that some of them can be quite complicated in the beginning, but Rise of Kingdoms is one of those where you just feel that you get into it and understand it nice and quickly. Okay, so the archer range is now done. We can train some more archer units. Let's do that. That's 25 minutes for that. And let's collect these as well. Upgrade scout camp to level 3. This is the ones that we just sent out to go and explore. So we will do that. Upgrade quarry to level 4. We haven't built a quarry yet, so let's have a look at that. There you go. You can use your scouts to auto-explore the fog. So we can click on this button now, and that's what that will do. And you can see there's a limit on how much we can do this daily. And the more we upgrade our scout camp, the better and easier that will be. Okay, cool. We can go to one of these mysterious caves and we can investigate that. Okay, that is upgraded. Hospital is the next one that we need to upgrade. 10 seconds on that. Upgrade quarry to level 4. You've got to upgrade the city hall to level 6 to unlock. And then we've also got military ones, we've got decorative ones as well. So the city hall is the next thing that we need to do, and you can see there, the one thing that it's mentioning is Bronze Age. And you can see we are about to enter into a brand new age. So let's upgrade the wall first. To be able to do that, I'm going to continue to click the stuff that we have collected. The wall is a couple of seconds away. That is now done. We can now enter the Bronze Age. This is going to take 20 minutes to do. Let's upgrade the storehouse as well. And down the bottom you can see we've got all these different little icons. Now the way I like to do this is I just like to get a feel in Beginner's Guide 1, and then when I jump into part 2 I will start jumping into these different icons and how that works. What I like to do on the first one, the Beginner's Guide, is just show you what we're doing, how we're doing it, and where things are going and how we are placing things. One of the things that I'll be looking forward to seeing on this is, of course, the Academy. If you've not seen any of my videos before, knowledge is power, and that is the same for all of these types of games. They are the biggest and best ways to get awesome buffs. We will continue with what they are requesting here. Like I say, you've got the items, you've got the mail, and the mail is worth clicking into. That's one of those where it certainly makes sense to do so at the beginning, and then we can claim different rewards as well. And like I say, do go ahead and click into all of these. It's just that I'm not going to explain in detail what these are until all of them have unlocked and I've got to a stage where lots of different things are on the screen. I can explain it all in one video. Tavern is upgraded to level 1. Open one silver chest in the tavern. Let's go into that now. Open a silver chest. You can see we've got 3 of 3 available daily, and these come with all of their rewards, including knights. So that is good. You can also see there as well in the top right hand corner, silver keys, gold keys, and you can also see as well some red gems that we also have as well. Come off that, we've opened that. The next one is Brilliant Strategist. Level up 2 commanders to level 5. So let's go with this one, and we can just click on use, and we will do that. In fact, actually, let's use one of these, and that should take him to level 5, which it will do now. There you go. So that's that task now done. Again, you've got the talents, which you can go into and change all of those as well. Upgrade the skills, we've done that. Clear stage 10 of the Path of Vengeance. Now, if you remember when we went into this before, we'd only got to level 3. Now, to get to level 10, you may find that you need to go back into your heroes and you may need to up level these more. Now, I do say with caution, and the reason I say that is because at the early stages of the game, a lot of the generals that we get, a lot of the heroes that we get, and this is across all games, there's no guarantee it's someone you're going to use in the long term. So what you don't want to do is waste XP and items on heroes or commanders that you're not going to use long term. So I always say the best way to do this is just hold back, use what you need, and nothing more. That's the way I start these games until I get an understanding of who's good, who's not. I'm in an alliance, I can speak to people, get a good understanding of the game. I'll also do a hero stroke commanders video where I'll talk about them as well. So let's go into the clear stage and let's continue to do this. But this time we will see what I need to do in terms of the generals. And you can kind of get an idea with the green health bar versus their red bars. If you're seeing this dropping down quickly, then you can basically say to yourself that there probably isn't enough in terms of being able to win, so you may need to level them up. So we can add a third hero into this one. Let's continue. So with 3 heroes, although there is a larger bear that we're looking at there, which can be a bit more dangerous. But again, keep watching on the side for the hero commander skills to suddenly become available. As soon as they are available, you can of course fire them straight away. Now you notice there actually on one of the heroes, the power is nearly gone. I didn't need to use all my special skills, but again, it just makes you aware of what you need in terms of power. So I'm going to quit off this. I'm actually going to come back out of this and I'm going to go into my generals by going into my home, and this time I'm going to click on that and I'm just going to see what is available for my 3 heroes. So this person is on level 1, so let's level them up to level 5. That is done. What I'm also going to do is then go back to my main character and up level him a little bit further as well. So you can see they're now level 6. I'll take them to level 7. And your city hall must be at least level 4 before we can continue any further with that. We have the skills as well, and again you can upgrade these, which will again come with their different buffs, which you can see there. And if we go into the talent tree again, we can also have a look at increasing the buffs of the archers. You can see also as well, it says there, selected by 47% of governors. So it gives you an idea of what people are actually clicking on. And you can also see that down there as well. So that is also worth taking into consideration. We have 3 points to use, and I'm going to use it on the attack all units, which is what I'm going to do now. And I'm going to upgrade that all the way. We can also go into these different heroes as well, and again use the same thing with the talents that are also going to help. And how many more points? We've got 2, so let's do the attack on this one. Again, there's no necessarily right formula at the beginning when doing this because everything is literally so easy. So let's increase the archer on this one as well, and we will do that. And then we've got to wait, although I can do the skill, so it makes sense to use all of the points available there. Skills, we can also upgrade that. That might be ×2. It is. And let's go back into, so that's all of them done. So now let's go back into the clearing. But what I will like to do is just make sure that I've got everything building in terms of what is available. So making sure that my construction is still going on. And if we go into this, you can see that we've got a builder's queue available. So go into that, use that. You can also see in the scout management that we've got different things that can be done as well. So if we go to the tribal village and then click on this, you can see that we've got some of the map, which is useful. So that's been unlocked, and you can see we can say welcome on that as well, and we can continue doing this kind of thing as well. So you can see we can send a scout over there. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to scout someone. That wouldn't make sense. Claim, claim, claim. Let's get all these different parts going, and let's go back to this. And hopefully this should be a little bit easier in terms of winning this particular battle, because we've up-leveled our heroes, and so these battles should be a lot easier. But I'm still going to keep an eye on how easy they are, because of course we've got to go all the way to level 10, and this is only level 5 of that 10. But again, not really used much of my skills. From a health perspective, we was pretty much okay, so I'm very confident that we can continue and go into number 6. Auto cast your commander's active skill. Yes, please. There's nothing better than things being done for you, especially in these kind of battles, which can become a little bit repetitive. And you can see they were used straight away. And again, another battle that has been won very easily. Let's go into the next one. And I'm just going to carry on doing this all the way to number 10 and see what is needed before doing anything. So I'm just going to let this run through. I will skip everything in regards to what I'm doing right through to level 10. Okay, so now you have joined me back on level 10 of this particular battle, and as I said, it was nice and easy to get through to that. So this particular stage has been completed. You can also see that we get sculptures of different heroes as well, and that's what we were using to increase. Let me just come off this. Actually, let's come out of this. We've done level 10, so that's good. We've also got something there to claim. Let's do that. And then this is what I was talking about earlier. If you remember, one of the things that I said was that you get some kind of hero, and a lot of games do this now, and Rise of Kingdoms is the same. They're offering me a very cheap character for 89 pence. You can literally preview this one as well and see all the different kind of things that he comes with. You can see his cavalry, peacekeeping, and skill is his different things. He's got a commander power of 78,000. But the idea is, with these 89p, you can see that you will get him for free on your first recharge and claim fantastic rewards, and you will get all of these different things as well. And if you can afford the 89p, because not all of us can, then it's probably worth doing. And that is what I'm going to do with this particular character right now. Okay, so you can now see that I have purchased this guy for that 89 pence. And you can also see it says here, you've recruited a legendary commander. You now have one of the greatest minds in history at your disposal. Use this bundle to dominate the battlefield. So you can see that I get this for free. I get this for free. But to continue across this path, I would need to spend another £4.49 to do that, and that's not something I'm going to do at this moment, although there is only an hour left on that if I wanted to do that. So let me again come back off this, and now I will go into my heroes again, and you can now see that I have a lovely 4th hero now available, and we're going to up level him because he's going to be quite decent. So let's do that, and let's use another one. And I think it was, we can take him to level 7, can't we? But beyond that, so no, we don't want to do that. So what would be a good idea now would be to go and up level our things. So is to go and up level our city hall. So he also comes with the talent, so obviously we can fill those in. I will do that off screen. I will just go back to here, clear stage 10 of the Path of Vengeance. Upgrade stable to level 2. Again, another quick one. We've recruited the cavalry. Upgrade a commander to level 8. But before we can do that, we need to have City Hall level 4. So we need to go and do that now, which is this one. And if we speed that up, and we can use 4 minutes of speed ups, and I will do that again and one more time, and then this time that will be complete. Are you ready to enter a new age? Yes, we are. And you can see now that we are now in the Bronze Age, which will of course come with more things that we can build, unlock, etc. So you can see siege units and alliance has now become available for us to use. And let's continue. She has popped back up with some more information, and she's talking about the alliance that you can now join. So you can see, let's go into join. And I always say, the idea is the best way to be able to do this is joining one of the best ones. Now, Rise of Kingdoms is one of those. I do remember from before that they're really, really picky in these alliances. And what I mean by that is you'll go into one of these alliances and you can do all the name change and all the right things, but people kick and recruit and kick and recruit so fast that if you are not keeping up with them, you will get booted before you know it, and sometimes it comes without warning. So this is a little bit different in comparison to other games. Other games there seems to be a little bit more of an understanding, but I'm not really sure. Rise of Kingdoms is one of those. You've got to be building fast. So as much as I normally say try and get involved with one of the biggest alliances, that might not be the case for this one, just because of how quick you can be booted from an alliance. Now I just want to have a look actually. I'd like to see. So I just clicked on the top left icon there, the gold looking coin right here at the top, and we've got more info, troop details. Rankings is the beautiful thing that I want to look at, but I can't look at rankings until level 8. So personally, I wouldn't be joining an alliance at this stage until I'm in there, or I could actually join one just for the purpose of getting some helps and things like that. That perhaps isn't too bad, and I think I will do that. I'm going to go into join, and these are the different ones. There's no alliance mentioning from there. Obviously it's very difficult not knowing who's the most powerfulest, but I can see on this that the 10 million that I've seen here, the 9.7 million and the 9.8 million, they are probably the best ones to join. But what I haven't done is changed my name. I just want to see, there we go. So I'm Governor 205602093. No one likes to see that. So let's get Fabian back in. Fabian at... Oh, it just didn't like the space. That is good. Let's confirm that. And so it always seems like a better option to join these alliances when you've changed your name. So that is exactly what I've done. And I will apply for the top ones. And if I get booted, I get booted. I'll just go and join another one as soon as possible after that. So I will apply to these. I will apply to the 7 million ones as well, and the 8 million, and hopefully I will join one of them alliances that will be able to assist. We have more mail. Failed to join alliance, you can see. Declined, declined, declined. And that is how very picky. It really is very picky in the alliances on this. There's no loyalty in Rise of Kingdoms and alliances. I've always found that, and this is showing me it's no different already. And obviously there's no loyalty there. They're just rejecting me joining because I was too small in power. But it's just making you aware that maybe joining one of the smaller ones is a good idea. Okay, so I'm 31 minutes into the video. You can see what I'm talking about all these different things are now starting to slowly open up. We've got our resources at the top, which is opening up. We've got our things down the side. As I mentioned, we've got this one here, all with its different things as well. We've even got a gameplay guide, if you didn't see where I went into that. So that was the top left, gold coin, down to the little icon of the woman, clicking on that gameplay guide, and you will then be able to have a look at some of these different things here to just familiarize yourself with different things. Map actions will also have some different ones as well. So that was the march. This is the map. And you've got the damage type, and then buffs and debuffs as well. So it's worth checking that out and familiarizing yourself with that. And of course, you've got your settings as well, where we can go in and change certain things. So I lowered my sound earlier. We've got the controls where it's telling you what you can do. So I'm playing on the PC, so that would give me some good skills to use, some good shortcuts to use if I wanted to do that. So basically, if I wanted to enter into my VIP section, I don't have to hit the V button, which is very useful indeed. So if you are playing on PC, it is worth checking those controls out for anything that may be quicker. And then, of course, you got all your notifications, customizations, emojis, and all those things that you can familiarize yourself with as well. And what I'm going to do on this particular video is I'm going to boost myself ahead. Probably going to get myself quite a few City Hall levels forward as well, so that I've got pretty much a good unlocking of all the different buildings there, ready for Beginner's Guide Part 2, and more importantly, Construction Guide, where I'll talk in detail about all the different buildings and what they do. So that is where I'm going to leave it. We've got a little understanding, a little bit of a feeling of how Rise of Kingdoms works, and I will leave it there and see you in video 2 of the Beginner's Guide for Rise of Kingdoms very soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon.